Hi guys, hope you all know me. I'm Dedipya, known as Dscribble on social media. So a lot of you guys who follow me ask me what Dscribble actually means and why exactly that name. So I, since my childhood, had a habit. Whenever I lack confidence or I lack clarity, I take out a rough paper, I scribble on that, and once I'm clear, I throw it away. See, today the topic is blueprint of becoming, and that is exactly what I do. And I know the blueprint keeps changing, and the first blueprint we ever receive is from the family, from the environment we are in, the circumstances we live in. It's all inherited. A successful blueprint, I think, comes with one major thing: not family, definitely not relatives, very definitely not you being super nice to everybody. It's through you taking one step ahead, and that one step of audacity. That's all it took me. A little backstory to my life. I come from a very humble background, from a joint family setup, orthodox. My father is a government officer who works with IAS officers, and he was always fascinated, about how that position brings glory to someone, the respect and all. And my father always wanted me to be a civil servant, so much that the moment I was born, it's not my name that was decided, it was the title that was already there on my shoulder. I said okay. I was like, okay, that, whatever you want, because that man worked day and night. As I said, I'm from a middle class family, but to maintain that entire joint family as a middle class, this man was living a poor life. I know a lot of times there was no time where he was not in debt. So I was okay for UPSC. I was done with my BTech. Things are not as smooth as we say in the stories. We all has our ups and downs. We all had those sinking ships in our life. So I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety in my third year of BTech, and I was on medication. Knowing everything, all that I understood that would help me was money at that point. So once I was done with my graduation, I wanted to do a job. My father said, no, you have to prepare for UPSC no matter what. Once you know the taste of money, you're not going to study. I started preparing for my UPSC immediately. I didn't want to depend on my parents' money because they poured in so much. You're from engineering, right? You all know how much money your parents pour into this education system. That's hell lot of money. So I started with tuitions, okay? For a month, for one tuition, I started with 2,500 or 3,000, and it slowly went to some 4,000-5,000. I used to take tuitions, then study, go to my classes. And there came a time where my dad is 3 years away from his retirement. I surely know we don't have a lot of savings, and I'm the elder daughter with a sister. There is this taboo in the society and even in my family. Since my living memory, the major thing I remember, the way people used to be grateful for my father for everything that he has done to them, was because, boy, you don't have a son. We have a son. So when you die, they'll cremate you. I was 4 years old. I was born, I just started understanding things, and the first thing I was given to understand was death of my parents. So I was like, fine. I used to feel very bad about being a girl at a certain time of my life, which I'm not anymore. But I just wanted to prove that girls can take care of their parents. They can definitely do, which I'm doing right now. So I had to make this hard decision. Should I continue UPSC or should I get into something that will help me start earning? Because both, I can't put my 2 feet on those 2 ships. They are going in different ways, opposite. So I decided, okay, I've been a very creative person. I've been a storyteller since my childhood. My grandparents helped me. Because of the thanks to the joint family setup, I was brought up that way, where I heard a lot of stories with reasoning. Now the stories don't go like, um, you know, this is God and this is your belief system. No, my grandmother explained me Devi Bhagavatam with Big Bang Theory. Now you understand, the kind of storytelling I was brought up in. The immediate skill I had, content writing, because I write stories. That is what I thought. I started earning. My first gig was for 10,000. Then I thought, okay, let me get into a job. And they said they'll pay me 15,000 because I was in a very normal clothes and I was a little inferior. I said, I don't have experience. Could you please, give me a job? I need it. I've seen a lot of jobs on Naukri. My friend suggested me to apply. Then I thought, okay, I already have a job. Let me see what I can do with the rest of it. Now, without the fear, I just went ahead in proper clothes, the communication skills, because I've seen a few videos on YouTube that this is how you present yourself. And the minimum offer that I started with was 25,000. Now I understood that how important it is to keep your audacity in front and, go for what you want. I started doing my work. My father didn't like it. I put my UPSC aside, and then slowly, I had a lot of friends in creator economy because I'm a content writer, quoting that. I speak a little better. People encouraged me to make content. Now they wanted me to make business content, which I am not fond of. Then I said, no, I think I have to say stories about emotions and emotional well-being. My well-wisher straight out said, you know what, that's a flop business. Let's not go for that. People are not going to watch. Who will watch? Who will actually want to watch somebody talking about their emotions? But somehow I followed my heart, and Describble is here, wherever it is right now, and I'm in front of you because I was able to speak out my emotions, relate with you all, because end of the day, we are all human. So there are 5 fundamentals that helped me. If I have to talk about the blueprint of, whatever the topic is right now. The first thing, financial freedom. The moment you start earning, it will get you into the rooms that you couldn't before. And if you have to excel in that room, you definitely need people skills. As I told you, the day I've presented myself in a very average way, I was treated a certain way. Then when I leveled up myself, got myself some audacity and made sure that I'm decked up, in the formals or appropriate clothes, the way I invested on myself led me into the rooms. And then what came next? There are a lot of times you must be thinking, right? Okay, these are all people who are genius, who are, very big. I don't think I belong there. And that is where I used to just tell myself, you know what? Go there, sit in the rooms that you feel you don't belong to, have the audacity to do that, see what they are doing, be a good listener. Being a good listener has actually shaped of how I should pursue the next steps of my life. Now, this is where the friend circles come in, the people you hang out come in. We all know, we definitely have a lot of friends who don't want to do anything in their life. But at least when you start, aspiring something to your life, I believe that you also have to make sure that you are surrounded with such people. There was a time I was surrounded with people who loves food. That entire time I was only eating and finding out restaurants and just, sustaining, okay, I need this much money to eat this kind of food, cook this kind of food, done. And then, I made friends with somebody in corporate. This changed the game to me. She was drawing 75,000 per month and I was not even working by then. Like, how is she able to do that? Now, the conversations happened and then I cracked a job somewhere similar to that amount. This is when I understood I have to put myself into such rooms. And the very most important thing is for the girls, life is definitely unfair to you. Most of the times, you can't expect it to be so smooth, and people will hate you for fighting for what you want. People might not be comfortable seeing you win in all those fights on asking what you deserve. But you know what? It's fun. It's going to be fun that you actually follow your heart, fight back, travel more. Most of you have seen, most of you now know me for my Varanasi series. So here it's not about the place, it's about that silence, the stillness you give yourself. To sit at a place, give yourself some time and understand what is something you want. There was a time where I was relentlessly chasing money, fame, maybe career. And a lot of health issues occurred where I couldn't cope with it. And it's there in Varanasi, I found some little amount of time to myself, could sit and think about myself. And that is where I understood how important it is that you slow down a little bit sometimes, think about yourself, prioritize yourself. And if you think, no, if I give myself this time, how about my friends? I promise this. How about that relative, that marriage I have to go, or this thing that I have to attend, or my family? This is where the fourth principle I follow, saying no, comes in. It is so bloody important you say no to yourself when you tell yourself that you can't give time to yourself now because somebody else needs it. You just have to say, shut up. No, you have to give yourself that time. So these are the major parts of what has shaped my journey until now. The blueprint of becoming is not with the biggest journeys that come your way. It's about those small things. My father always, when I didn't listen to him, he would say, I'll get you married. And one day I just went against him and, get me married, let's see what happens after that. If I wouldn't say that, I would have been afraid my entire life. What if this man really gets me married before I settle down? And saying no to a lot of, opportunities that I got, which asked me, you don't deserve to be there. You don't deserve that much. You have to settle for this now because this is how much your experience holds. It's like, no. It's a clear no. No, and go fight for what you want. This is pretty much what I wanted to say. I don't know, I've always grown up watching TED Talks, TEDx in my life, and the only reason I am standing here is because I gifted myself a little audacity that it's okay to choose yourself, it's okay to give yourself that chance, it's okay to take that stage because everybody deserves their spotlight. Thank you so much.